Uh, my name is Samaan. I am from Ramallah. I came to the United States 1967, immediately after the war, 67 war. I came to Jacksonville, Florida, and I started my life in Jacksonville, Florida as a student. Then I finished my 2 years college. I went to business. I started my business as a grocery store in a neighborhood, small neighborhood, and we stayed there 4 years. Then I went back to Ramallah. I got married to my wife, Samaan. She's a resident of Ramallah, originally from Birzeit. And we came back to start our family. I have one boy and 2 girls. We grew up in Jacksonville. We were a very small community in Jacksonville when we first came. And we have a club, a small club on Atlantic Boulevard toward the Jacksonville Beach. A few years, 10 years later, we sold the club and we built up a bigger club in Jacksonville, which hold 500 people. And we have our wedding receptions in that club. And we are a very close community in Jacksonville, mostly from the Ibrahim clan. We have from all clans in Jacksonville, but mostly from the Ibrahim clan. The Batih family is the biggest family in Jacksonville. And we grew up with the family as brothers and sisters, just like the life was in Ramallah. 2 of my daughters are married, and my son is married. He has 3 daughters. My daughters have, one of them has 2 daughters. They all in schools. My younger daughter, she got married a little bit early, and she have a boy and a girl. Her boy gonna be going to the medical school in the next 2 weeks, and her daughter, she already studying to take her doctorate in nursing. And my other daughter, she's married to the Batih family. She's having a daughter at University of Florida now, and she's studying to be a speech therapist. She's going to continue to take her master in that field. And my son kids is still young. 3 girls, one is 12, 10, and 7. And they in schools, you know, and this is how I start my family in Jacksonville. If we want to go back to my life in Ramallah, when I was 10 years old, I know all the kids in the neighborhoods, our friends, mostly Ramallah boys. Ramallah was always 95% Ramallahs. That's it grew up Ramallah after the 48 war and became a city, and the family, most of the family started immigrating to the United States after the 48 war. And most of my friends that I grew up with them in Ramallah, I see them at the convention in the United States here. I attended the 67 war, and we were forced, we wasn't forced, we elected to move to Jericho. We have a bayara in Jericho. We went down there, we stayed 10 days under the trees. Then we moved to a church where they hold us for a few days, and we came back to Ramallah. Ramallah was under the occupation when we walked into it. My grandfather was a very successful businessman. He came to the States in 1908, and he make few dollars. The few dollars, they make him a lot of money back home. He went back home and he bought a lot of property. Wherever he find the property, he used to buy. The story of my grandfather, he used to make money in the state and send it to his dad in Ramallah. My grandfather named Samaan. His father named Samaan. The son used to send to the father the money, and he used to use the money to give it to the people with interest to make little money on it. When he came, his father from the United States went back to home, he told him, I gave you so much money. I sent you so much money, you know. What you did with it? He started telling him, so and so got from me so much, so and so got from me so much, those family got from me so much. So my grandfather, he told him, do you have any papers with it? He said, no. They trusted each other there. The story is that my grandfather, he wanted to secure his money. What he did, he went and exchanged it, whatever they got. What, do you have the money my father gave you? No, I don't have. What do you have? I have this. He writes the property in his name. Whatever property, it was worth not much at the time. So he accumulated a lot of property in the city of Ramallah, in the villages of Ramallah, as far as the villages close to the Israeli border, you know. In Jerusalem, he have some, and he invested in Jordan, in Amman, you know. But he didn't like to live in Amman. He moved to Ramallah and invest mostly in Ramallah. My grandfather had 4 kids. My father was the oldest, and after the war in 48, he immigrated to Spain, where he passed away 3 months later in Spain. So I lived under the protection of my grandfather, my uncles, me and my brother and my sister. And we grew up till my grandfather died, and we became on our own. The Samaan family, it comes way back from the original five brothers, from the origin, from the Haddadin family. And our grandfather is Ibrahim. So the Samaan family came from the Ibrahim clan. And the Ibrahim clan, they are branched to so many clans, so many families. There is, in the Ibrahim family, Ibrahim clan, they have two families. They call them العيلة الفوق, the upper, العيلة الفوق والعيلة التحتة, you know. And is nothing meaning for the عيلة الفوق. Just this is the way they used to say it in the old days. Nowadays, nobody know what عيلة فوق what عيلة تحتة is. They all live equally together. And the Samaan family, lived in Ramallah for a long time, all their life. The children never immigrated to any, except my father when he went to Spain. He passed away. He was drowned in the river there and passed away. Well, in Ramallah, we don't have nothing activities like you have in the United States. The only activities we have is the Boy Scout. We used to go to the Boy Scout as kids, We grew up in the Boy Scout. We used to do camps. We used to do camps in the Boy Scout, and we used to do the debke in the Boy Scout. We used to make night parties at the camps, and we used to spend a beautiful life together over there. When we were our family, my grandfather and his kids, we were about, he had 4 kids and 1 daughter, and we lived all in one. He built us one house, and he gave each son 1 room. And each son, when he got married, he lived with his wife and the kids in 1 room, and the other son on the other room. We all living together. We used to buy and cook and eat all together. We used to know, this is my cousins, this is my brother. We all just all together, living together, and they have their dinner ready for us. We all go and eat. I remember my mother, she used to put the food around the floor on the ground, and she boiled the food and she put us all around her to eat. And we used to eat while we sitting down on the floor, and it was very simple life, nothing to it. Anything it make us happy. On the holiday, if you buy a little sandals, that's a big gift for you. Well, we got adjusted to the life in America. It's very fast. When you see the people, how they live, you're going to live like them. And you're trying to do better than they do. And you try to be more aggressive. especially people come from a simple life uh, to a very prosperous life, they do the best they can to improve their life, especially if you come into a different country. I visit Ramallah once a year. I go to Ramallah, I see all my friends there. The one from the United States, I don't have no friends when I was a child. They all gone. Ramallah is changed. Ramallah today is a big city, a busy city. Ramallah is, we're proud of the way the Ramallah is growing now. Ramallah is a very beautiful city. And I love to be in Ramallah every year, visit, socialize with my friends, mostly the one comes from the United States. You know, we certain group, they gather every year in Ramallah and we go and socialize together there. We go al kahwe, we play cards with them. Our life, it didn't change. We still go back to our background, our simple life. It is a human being, the closest thing to him, his homeland, where he grew, where he lived. This is, it stay in his mind, no matter, and he want to take his kids to show his kids how he lived. And he want to show his kids the life he was living at the time. This is natural. If you are Chinese, if you are Arab, if Palestinian, Egyptian, no matter what, you go back to your homeland. For me, it's Ramallah my homeland. That's why I go back there and see it. We have a medical mission now. The medical mission, they're doing a tremendous job to the hospitals, to the doctors in Ramallah. They go every year with medical equipment, with doctors, with nurses, and they visit Ramallah and they go to the refugee camps and they help in the refugee camp, and they have a lot doing. And we have a group, every year we send 20, 30 kids from our boys and girls to Ramallah, to camp in Ramallah. Some of them, they'll be cleaning the street of Ramallah. They will be helping the community there. And they want to mix with the boys and girls in Ramallah. They want to see how they live over there. So as when they come, they take their message to the other people here in the States. There was no good boys and bad boys. We all, we use, when we go in the city, we gang together, our friends, you know, we go and we find a tree with a bunch of apricot in it. We go and grab it and take it, just like any other kids. We used to get in trouble. We'll get belted from our parents, but we were mixed. We all were good kids in general. You know, one time I was with a friend. After school, we went to a little farm. They planted in it fakous. I don't know what's in English. Fakous is like cucumber, you know. And we start grabbing that fakous and stealing it. And the man who take care of the property, he saw us and we ran away. and he chased us all the way, and he caught some of us. And he took us to the Mukhtar, Zahran. And he want to know who's our parents is, and we were scared. We don't want to tell them, we gave them fake names so as we don't get in trouble. And this is one of our stories that I remember, I got in trouble with.